Montel Jackson here. Check out Sconni Sports this week.
Welcome to our first ever episode. I'm joined by our guest today, Montel Quik Jackson, and his coach Solo. So just want to take a few minutes before we bring Jeff in, my co-host for this episode, and talk to these guys a little bit of how they got started. So Solo, I'm going to start with you. How'd you come across Quik, and how did everything kind of come about with you guys?
I was at Reds, doing my thing over there with Devon. Who else was there?
Adric.
Adric.
We had what was that big guy name?
Doug D-Bag, Hippie Mike, Austin.
Mike.
And he would come in on Sundays. Never see him all week, but he'd come in on Sundays.
Okay.
And he'd row, and I remember watching him row, and he was like handling some of the the stronger blue belts and purple belts. And Gato came up to me and was like, "Papi," he's like, "You see that guy right there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, who is that?" And he's like, "Man, that's Montel, bro. You got to get him fighting. You got to get his striking. You got to get him going." I'm like, "You never coming. Don't worry about it, Papi. I got it. I'll get him coming, but you gotta take care of him." I said, "You get him coming, I'll take care of him." We didn't speak, right? Like it wasn't. So I just watched him, and I'm like, "Damn, he's like good on the ground." And I found out he's just a pure wrestler. So I was like, cool. So then he just showed up for class one day, and he did class, and he was stiff. Like I remember his striking, like he was like, like, "No, throw 1-2." I am,
Sure.
And that was the first thing. I think that was the first thing we did. Scotty was gone because you were rocking with Scotty a lot.
Yeah.
And he had a fight coming up, and I just took him in the back. Like, no, we're gonna break this shit up. So can I swear?
Yeah, we'll edit.
So I was like, we're gonna get your body right. And man, once that happened, it was off to the races. He just didn't stop.
How often do you guys kind of work together on these sessions? I mean, does it change leading into a fight when we kind of know who's coming up, or is it? I know the first fight you ever had was 11-day turnaround or something crazy like that.
Yeah. He was
and your only loss, which is kind of a disadvantage, but I mean, even still to lose by a decision, I mean, it wasn't like a glaring thing, which for a first fight, I mean, it has to be pretty impressive on your end, kind of throwing it together that quick.
Well, the thing about Montel, he's a student of the game, so he would come and always ask questions. Like he sent me little videos. Once we got together, like it was that first session we had, then it was just we were inseparable. And he'd always like, "Hey, what's up with this? What's up with that? What do you think of this? I like that." And we talk about it. And he just come and implement things that we did in class, which was, for a coach, that's all you can ask for is, like come and trust yourself and do the things that we're going over in class. And he was doing it like that. So a lot of his success is really just his intelligence. I mean, I would push him in certain directions, but he's like Anthony, like Tone.
Mm-hmm.
Tone could have walked in any gym in the world and became UFC champion.
Sure. And
Montel has that same trait.
So that kind of leads me to my next question. Like, what's his biggest skill set that he really excels? And you said it right. In any realm of sports, that intelligence factor, that ability to kind of be the leader in the gym. We had a chance, and I think you guys flew us in early to see some of the sparring sessions going. You could really see that natural ability to do that. How prevalent is that, like being a leader in a gym of this setting? For people that understand MMA and understand the culture that goes into this, they probably just think at home, for most of us, a guy just comes in one-on-one, that's it. You guys bring in somebody to kind of let him punch at, and that's about it. What really kind of happens behind the scenes leading up to, different things?
It's we're always here. If I'm here, I'm seeing him at minimum 30 minutes a day, every day. So we're always doing something. And I think when you have that in a student, that sets the example for everybody else to follow. And that's what he does, with his work ethic, with in sparring, he sets that example for everyone else to follow. And you need that, because if you don't, then you'll have a bunch of, you'll have a bunch of like chickens and no pen.
So 9-1 so far. What's been the proudest moment or accolade that you've seen thus far? Again, I know we're kind of always looking ahead for the next thing, but looking back thus far, again, the first 10, I guess it's a good number to kind of focus on. What's been the highlight so far for you as a coach, Solo, going into this?
There was the first one was when we lost our first amateur fight. He lost via armbar, and he came back to the gym that Monday. We were out in Minnesota.
Sure.
He came back to the gym that Monday and had his gi on, and that's not going to be on any books, you know. You're not. Most people won't even notice that, but to me, that was like, that's my man, like, because he's identifying an area of weakness and making it become a strength.
Sure.
So those are the moments for me.
Now, in terms of someone that wants to get started, so what are the things that you're really looking for out of these guys when they're coming out of the woodwork? Let's just say I'm walking in off the street. You know, can you help someone that's never done this before? Are you looking for someone that kind of has a little bit of a background to them?
Oh yeah,
or?
Like, he's never done it before. You know, I mean, he had his wrestling background, but in terms of structured, structured striking or structured fighting. I'm not saying that wrestling's not fighting,
No,
but yeah, anybody can come in. You just have to have the mindset.
Sure.
That's what separates him from the pack. Is his mindset. You know, his ability to think and process information is very, very high.
Okay. Now, pretty neat walking into the gym this morning, seeing people of all abilities. Like you never know, because I know we kind of talked a little bit prior to this, which is awesome, about what to expect walking in here, and like you kind of allude to. You see what you see. I mean, there's no real set thing to a gym, and I think that's awesome for people who don't realize. I mean, we're going to bring up a couple of the other fighters in here. We said Otis was one of the guys that you want to talk about today. Also, one of the female fighters. You said she's an ER doc.
Yeah, B-Hop.
Just getting started in the sport. I mean, she's handling it so quick and back and forth, and he'll never admit it, but, that's kind of awesome to see. Here's a guy that super humble. You don't see that, well, I've been this and I've been that. Like, everybody seems to mesh on that same level. Like, when you were talking about transition, you said it best. I want you guys ready. I have certain expectations, and that's top or bottom. There was no, hey, this is my boy, a little easy. I mean, it's nice that as a coach, compared to other sports, you can't really do that. Football, you can't do that. Basketball, you don't want a guy just getting dunked on the whole practice because it takes him down. I think it's pretty awesome what it gets to do in the UFC and even the MMA culture of, let's go. There's no cooling period. There's none of that. I mean, it's just high intensity. Kind of walk me through your mindset as a coach as far as like a daily practice, or how you kind of pair up the individuals.
Well, it varies. It depends on what we're working on. Some practices, we can do an isolation work where we're starting from an advantage or a disadvantage. Today was just a touch and go practice, where your object was to just go, and let the chips fall where they may. And I think those type of practices are important because it allows you to identify internally. The person watching you may not know it, but you might, on the inside, you're going to feel it. Oh, I feel strong here. I feel weak here. And those are the questions that I want you to answer in these type of practices. So, and then you see it, people will be a little hesitant to go from training partner to training partner, and you just got to keep reminding them, like, hey, we gotta go, because when you get in the cage and those doors lock, and that 1 minute's up, you got to get up, or you forfeit. And what are you fighting for at that point? Are you fighting for just to be on TV so someone can recognize you, or are you fighting for a legacy? And anybody who I work with or comes into the facility to train, if you ain't fighting for your legacy, you shouldn't be fighting. That's just my opinion.
It's a great way to say it. I think that's true in almost, again, any sport. It's so crazy how you get these people at home that just MMA is this, and it's just people slugging each other out and animals. Like, I have my kids here with us today. They don't get that vibe at all. I said, hey, we're going to go see this guy that fights UFC, and the kids at first were like this. And they saw some of your interviews. They had some of that conversation. It's nice to, like, tell people at home, like, these guys are real people doing real things. You got an ER doc, another guy that kind of trains professionally. You have that mix of a culture, the mix of background. I'm sure you guys have. Guys have been on the street almost homeless. I know you kind of got into MMA late because you were taking care of your family. I mean, that's awesome to see, because the world is so blended versus again, I'll use the NFL background. That's where a lot of my knowledge comes from, is you're just trying to become the best athlete you can be. It's all about your contract. That's it. Here you don't get that. I mean, we walk in, there was no, who's that? I mean, no one is busting your chops. Everyone's so like, oh, there's people here, in between rounds. I think that's such a huge power to you, Solo, as far as like how you conduct and how you you know, you kind of take lead of that. I mean, that's a skill of a great coach so far, and I'm sure, you know, you would have to agree with that.
Yeah.
Walking into it, I know we heard from Solo so far, but what was it about Solo that kind of attracted you as a young athlete? Because this was, you said, what, 5-6 years ago, probably now?
Yeah, it was like 5-6 years ago. Just overall commitment and dedication, and like wanting to see, like, truly genuinely wanting to see you win and wanting to prepare you to win. Like, you don't get that with a lot of coaches. So like, just having a guy that's fully committed to the process and fully committed to you and wanting to see you win and telling you the truth, like, oh man, you need to work on this. Like, we're not doing what you want, we're doing what you need. Like, you really don't get that, especially when like you're looking at like you potentially a high level athlete, like guys that cater to that. So like, Solo's like, no, you can't do that. We need you to do this, we need to do that. Like, oh man, like that's not working. We need you to like do better at this. Like, it's not like he always held me accountable. Like even like for coming late, like, oh Montel, you got taken down. Like, let me have 1,000 push-ups. Let me have 1,000 kicks. Like, you know, stuff like that. You know,
right there wouldn't happen. So I'm glad you're the guy in charge of that, because there's no way. I know Jeff's in here laughing in the background. Jeff ain't doing 1,000 anything other than naps, maybe. So it's good that, you know, guys like you can handle that, because us average guys now, I'm too old for that, young man. So that's all you guys doing that. But
yeah, and then just like the training of like the thought process and the mind, like not just doing what you do, just knowing why you're doing it, knowing how to do it, knowing how to apply this stuff. Because most of the times, like when the fight happens and you see a guy, he get in there, like he's listening to the corner, he's doing what the corner is saying, but the moment that in which there's a delay, and like the communication between the corner and the fighter, the guy's lost, or they don't got any answer for like what the opponent is doing in there. They're lost, and like the guy's like a deer caught in the headlights. So like always being like able to like think is like, I think it's very, very important, like your brain, you know. And we are looking for a coach, especially a combat like coach. You're looking for a guy that's gonna teach you how to not get punched, you know. Especially this day and age, man, with like brain injury, CTE, and everything like that. You want to find a guy that's going to teach you how to not to get hit.
Always important when you're fighting. Hey guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Milwaukee legacy going on here at the Pure Vita gym, along with a few other topics, so stay tuned. Looking for more energy? Need the best advice on nutrition that matches your needs? Look no further than Just Max Fitness Nutrition, and receive 15% off using the word Sconni all this week. Hey guys, we're back with the Sconni Sports Show. Again, I'd like to welcome our guest, UFC fighter Montel Quik Jackson. You guys know my co-host Jeff Bryce. So we're gonna kind of start from the top, man. What was your first impression of UFC? Like, where did you first see it, and how did we get from I'm a wrestler to I think I want to punch some people now? Like, how did that all come about?
Man, Anderson Silva, like
that guy. Huh?
Anderson Silva was like, he was like, he had the Michael Jordan effect, like from like the golden era almost of like MMA. Like,
was it watching him? Was it meeting him?
No, just watching Anderson Silva, man. Just watching Anderson Silva in Pride, and then when he transitioned over to the UFC, when he beat Chris Lieben, man, he just demolished him, man, like smooth.
So you kind of had a knowledge before getting into the sport full time.
But I wasn't really like committed to like MMA. I was like still like, oh, I want to wrestle.
More than anything.
Yeah, like I was more of a fan. I'm like, I want to wrestle. I want to go to Olympics. Like, it's like one goal at a time. Yeah. Like, I never saw past like not making it. Yeah, like not making it to the Olympics. Like, that was like the ultimate goal. Make it to the Olympics, win a medal of some sort, and then from there like going to something else competitive.
First time stepping foot into an MMA gym. How old were you? What did you know? What was the feeling? I mean, did you get the? And I know my director here hates the word butterflies, but was that kind of the vibe going in here? Like, man, I could really get messed up today. Like, what was your lead-in on it?
No, I knew long as I stick to my wrestling, like, I don't think I can like nullify anything in here, you know? So like, I had the attitude, and I knew like, this ain't no different from anything I done seen before. I just gotta know the rules. Like, once I know the rules, I can play the game. I can play it well. Like, the moment I know the rules, we playing. And I'm gonna play to win, so I wasn't really like too nervous about anything.
So how did you come into the MMA side? Like, what triggered, or who approached you, or who did you approach to get into this stuff?
Yeah, man, it was my friend Devon Bankston. Like, he had an amateur fight coming up. He was fighting Rafion Stotts at the time. He was like, Rafion Stotts is like a national D2 like championship wrestler. So he's like, I want to wrestle a little bit more. I want to like keep my wrestling sharp. I know this guy might come out looking for takedown. So he called me over, and I was like I was planning to go up to the UP and wrestle at like the Olympic Training Center there, but wrestling was up in limbo. So like they didn't know if like wrestling was gonna come back to Olympics or was gonna forever be dropped. So I was like, I can't go there and be stuck there for like a year or two. So
UP is not a place you want to get stuck. That's for sure.
So like Devon was like, Montel, come wrestle. Like I got this fight coming up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I went in. I only go on Sundays, just to go wrestle him on Sundays. And then like the first or second Sunday of just wrestling, like I end up staying like to watch him do like open mat and like open grappling. I didn't know nothing about jiu-jitsu or what it was. I just thought like, oh, these dudes are just rolling around on the ground, like, you know, like they wasn't wrestling to me, they just rolling around. Like it wasn't like, I didn't see any structure in it, you know. I was oblivious to it because I was just like a pure wrestler. Mm-hmm. And this little Puerto Rican guy named Gato was like, he's like, man, come on, man, come on, I'm gonna show you what to do, this is and this. I'm like, all right. So like, no idea to do nothing. So he started showing me like little moves of jiu-jitsu, like the positions and stuff, the rules of it, the objective of it to win in jiu-jitsu. He started explaining that stuff to me. I rolled a couple times. He was like, no, man, just go roll with somebody else. Just go grab somebody, just go roll with him, you know? Just like a live going wrestling, it's a live going jiu-jitsu, just go roll. And like from there, I'm like, all right, man, so.
Training wheels off.
Yeah, I just listen to whatever just listen to whatever this little Puerto Rican guy say. Just okay. He's saying it so calm. It's like he like
second nature.
Yeah, he get me to bring the guard down. Like okay, all right, yeah, like okay, I can do this. All right, come on, let's go. So I start rolling, and then like. He'd be like, oh man, come back next Sunday. I'm gonna show you a little bit more. Show you a little bit more. No, I had like no instruction. Like I didn't even know what he was telling me was like actual like
real
legit.
facts.
Yeah. I'm just listening. Yeah.
Stuff, huh?
I'm just listening to whatever this dude telling me, and I'm like just going with it. And Devon had his fight with Rafian Stotts, and like after that, he had like called me like, hey Montel, why you stop coming? Come back, come on Sundays. I'm like, all right. He's like, hey, it's this US BJJ tournament coming up. I want you to do it. I'm like, Gato, what are you talking about? Like,
been doing this like 3 days.
like man, like I've been coming here like 3-4 Sundays, maybe 5 at most. Like, I don't know. Like these people been competing and stuff. I don't know nothing about this, you know. I barely know the rules. He like, Poppy, all you gotta do.
Just like that.
Poppy, all you gotta do is listen to me. You know, this isn't this. And he was like, he started saying like he started talking this Puerto Rican stuff, man. And like his accent was so thick. Only thing I heard was like me to like look some. And then he was like, you can do this, Poppy. All you gotta do is believe in yourself. You can do this, you know. I'm like, all right, Gato. And it was like 2 Sundays before, and like Gato like trying to coach me up into it and stuff, trying to coach me into it. And then that last Sunday before like the tournament, I'm like, man, if I don't show up to this tournament, I'm like Gato I'm gonna forever be a pussy, cause like Gato don't put all this time and effort and telling me I can do this and everything, and if I don't come, I'm just gonna let him down. And like I never hit the end of this. So I go to the tournament, you know, I win. I whoop everybody, and it was this guy at the end, you know, in the final match, it was this guy. He started talking crap. He like, oh man, you're a sandbagger. I'm like, Gato, what are you talking about? What's a sandbagger, Gato? What is this dude talking about? Like, I just like clearly just demolished him, and he's still talking stuff. What's a sandbagger? Gato like, Poppy, you no worry. A sandbagger is a person that competes at a higher. It's a person at a higher level that competes at a lower level. So they can win like the little bracket of the tournament easily without competition. Yeah. He's like, Poppy, you not that. He just a little
Butthurt.
Yeah, he just a little
Yeah, gotcha.
Because you had no experience, you came in here and you whooped him, and he got 4 stripes on his white belt, so it makes him feel like a chump or whatever. This and this.
Hey, you just walked in and get off the street.
He just mopped the floor with him. So like, he like, Poppy, come on, you no worry.
Sounds like a good idea for your next shirt.
Yeah, man.
You no worry.
He's like, that's what straight accent, like, Poppy, you no worry.
After having success on like the amateur road, when did you realize that UFC was kind of like a real thing?
Oh man, like I knew as an amateur I somewhat like believed that as an amateur, like this goal of making it to the UFC and being successful and winning and everything is like obtainable just because of the fact like I had ran into I would spar like high-level pros already.
Yeah.
Like guys that was like deep in, like already into their career, and guys that were in the UFC and guys on the cusp, like regional guys. So like I had already been exposed to it, and then just like going to Thailand and like doing very, very well as an amateur against guys that like were pros and like stadium champs and stuff, and giving them the work, and guys over there that like pros and like UFC guys. I'm like, and it just gave me like that
natural thing.
that natural thought, like damn, like
I got this.
like he in like him right here, he a pro.
Yeah.
I just whooped his ass, like he a pro, him.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh man, or like they'd tell you at the end like, oh man, that guy's in the UFC. I'm like, him? Or they'd be like,
I got this. Yeah.
or like, oh, like, man, that guy right there, that guy was like the stadium champ. Like I just fucked him up. Like, I just wrecked him. Like, and now I wreck him again. Like, so like that right there it just stuck in him and gave me like that extra push. Like, keep going, man, keep going. Like, like they have the picture on Facebook where like it's two guys digging. And then one guy, like, if he dug a little bit more, like the diamonds and everything is right there. And you see the other guy, he's just digging. And like, he's gonna eventually hit his because he ain't stopping. So like, it just gave me that push. And it made me like truly like come back and invest in myself, man. Like I was working like two jobs, like 2 full-time jobs, and just training in between,
No sleep.
No sleep. Like I would train in the morning, and then I would train like somewhat like 4 or 5 hours, like 5 days a week, like midday, and then like I would be off at like 6:30, like to go to practice from like 6:30 to 8:30. So I would train like 2 hours a day, and then like once I came back from Thailand, man, and just like, okay, like I gotta invest, like this, you gotta be all in or all out, cause now it's go time, man. Two, like at that time, like I was like number one, like all like 3-4 states in the Midwest and everything, and people were like either they're afraid of you or like they're gunning for you. So like I know like I had to be prepared, yeah, and like I know like I was about to go pro. So when you go pro, like that's when everything counts. Like your amateur career really isn't important. It's just about you like finding yourself, building a resume, figuring out the holes, like whatever holes in your game, like you figure that out as an amateur. So like for the guys, that's out there, like you try to get as much experience as you can as an amateur, whether it be MMA, kickboxing, boxing, because all that stuff like really doesn't mean nothing once you go pro. Like your pro record is like, that's your golden egg.
Right. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, more with our guest, Montel Quik Jackson. For all your promotional product and outdoor game activities, check out Just the Three of Us. You're on Facebook today. So, UFC comes knocking. Who calls you? What's the scenario? Does Solo tell you? Walk me through UFC fight number one.
So UFC fight number one, it was right after Contender Series. Like I didn't get the contract, so I was like kind of like still training, but kind of not training, but like kind of like enjoying. Like, oh yeah, man, got that glimpse.
Ego burst a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, it's surreal. So I took like a couple days, and I'm like, all right, came back to the gym just training, but not like training for like an actual fight. So I remember I was in the shooting range, and it was like, Jake called me like, Montel, where you at? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm in the shooting range, man. Like, what do you want, man? Like, you ask me all these questions and stuff. Like, you my girlfriend or something, man? He like, so he started rambling about like, man, F you, this and this, like I completely like distracted him, his whole train of thought by just saying that. So like,
no one expects that.
So like, he like cussed me out and stuff, started giving me crap. He's like, man, you know what? Forget all that. Where you at? What you doing? I'm like, I'm in shooting range, man. He like, well, the UFC's offering this fight. What do you want to do? I'm like, man, what type of question is that?
I'm gonna be there right now.
I said, man, so what you need? He like, oh, you just gotta say yeah. I'm like, you act like.
Why'd you even call me? Right, just tell me get here.
Like, Jake, don't ask rhetorical questions, man. Just tell these people, yeah. You got these people waiting, just tell them, yeah. He like, all right, man. Come over to the gym and like sign your contract so we can fax it over. I was like, Just tell Jason to sign it. He a manager, tell him to sign it. Tell him to sign this in it right now, you know. And from there, it's just like, all right, you know. I shot my last like 100 rounds, and then I was like, boom, straight to the gym.
Right.
Call Solo. Solo was like, yeah, man, I'm here waiting. I've been here waiting for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm like,
Which
what
in solo talk's probably like 6 minutes. Just
yeah, I'm like, so what are you talking about?
There's some vibe we got, so yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, he just, anytime Solo waiting, it could be, like we could be out at a restaurant.
He's good.
I'd wait an hour. Bro, we just walked in.
It could be like 5 minutes and one pass. Like 5 minutes from the time the waiter then came, got our order, brought our drinks back.
Yeah.
It's 5 minutes. Solo, the moment he see they bring somebody else food out, Solo looking like, look, man, we been.
Card, huh?
He like, come on, man. Look at this customer service, man. We've been here for almost 40 minutes. We still ain't got our food. I'm like, Solo, you gotta relax, bro.
Right.
Like we just,
Seems like that high
we
energy
just
dude.
ordered like 5 minutes ago. Like
Coming from a guy with ADHD, you might
I'm
wanna
like-
have that checked.
I'm like, Solo, like
Little patience.
this isn't McDonald's, my man. Like it take time to cook this good food, okay?
Right.
He like, man, I'm just saying we've been waiting for almost an hour now, man. I'm like, Solo, you just said 40 minutes. Where you getting an hour from? Like
Time it took him to
yeah,
finish
like
his performance, yeah.
you know, every second is like an extra 5-10 minutes. It just keep going up. We've been sitting for 10 minutes. Oh man, we've been here for an hour and 30 minutes. We still ain't got our food. It's like, Solo. Like, can we just wait for the food, man? Like
Right.
what you want me to tell you? I want you to go over to tell the lady where's the food.
I know he was excited about Home Depot, man. We gotta give Home Depot a plug on this because
Man.
that boy loves him some Home Depot.
Man, don't.
And Target.
And Target, yeah. By the way, the guys at You Betcha, Solo wants a chance to be a guest appearance, so keep that
Home
in mind.
Depot, do not give Solo a line of credit. Home Depot, do not give Solo a line of credit,
Do not
okay?
sign your name on it either.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Do not give him a line of credit.
So speaking of that, now that we're on kind of the fun stuff, you know, we talk about fight one. Obviously, it doesn't go your way. You bounce back, 9-1 so far. What's that waiting period like? I mean, you're 9-1. What shot do you feel like it's the next step? Like, when do you feel like, hey man, what else do I got to do to get that title shot? Like, what's kind of the? Is there a set thing? You know, I mean, wrestling scripted. We know that as far as like WWE stuff. I know we were joking off camera about that, but in terms of UFC, like, is there a set plan of, hey, we need 2 more fights and we got you a title shot? Like, is there that, or is it just kind of a, hey man, feeling good today, we're just gonna give it to you? Like, what's that like?
Man, I don't even worry about it, cause it'll make you crazy. It'll literally make you crazy, and you just literally gonna be all that disappointed when you don't get it. So even when they say, oh man, if you get this fight, you do this, you know, we're gonna give you the title shot, and then it's like something else just came up better for the interest of like the division or the company. So they like, come on, man, you told me, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't even get like
Excited no more.
excited. It's like I don't get really excited about anything, and I don't put stuff on a pedestal like in which you're gonna be just that much more like disappointed when the fall happens, like
Right.
when it doesn't go your way. So I don't expect
every day.
nothing, and I don't think I deserve anything from anybody, because when you think you deserve something, you're gonna find out you didn't deserve nothing. Like
Sure.
Is there any opponent that you're actually kind of looking forward to going at?
whoever, man, I like
Anybody anywhere?
no,
Crap's
man.
given is what the vibe I
No,
get.
man, it's just
That's
it's whatever,
Somebody
man.
cross.
Like we looking for a sucker and we gonna lick him. Like
just put somebody in front of you.
that's all I need you to do, you know. Cause like when you do say like, oh man, I want this guy, or I want that guy, like them dudes they don't be like too susceptible of like, yeah, let's make the fight. They'd be like, yeah, no.
Yeah, some came up, you know. the way
They'd be
my-
like either
the way
some
my
came
my
up-
fight account set up.
Some came up,
Yeah.
oh, we got to fight, or we looking in the interest of this way, or they just tell you straight up like, oh, we gonna pass, or
We know you're gonna whoop them.
or they just tell you simply,
Yeah, that's comforting.
or like they literally tell you like, it doesn't make sense for us to fight you at this point, which is like,
We know you can take it.
yeah,
Shot, yeah.
yeah. So like they don't want to give it the vibe like we're afraid or we're scared or
You gotta come with that.
it's a
that
big
PR.
risk for us. They just a basic like neutral answer of like, it doesn't make sense for us, or like they try to give you the runaround like, yeah, man, you need to get a big name win and then we'll fight you. It's like, man, who you think you is?
Give me that shot.
So
Yeah.
we obviously know you're a confident guy. I mean, we got this from day one. I talked to you on the phone. What's your pre-fight like leading up to it? Like, walk me through that timeline. Hey, man, I get the phone call. This is how I'm going to go about it. And then I'm going to go to, the day of a fight. So let's take a break here. We'll come back and we'll get that answer from you. Looking for more energy? Need the best advice on nutrition that matches your needs? Look no further than Just Max Fitness Nutrition and receive 15% off using the word Sconni all this week. All right, so you get the phone call, you got a fight coming up. Walk us through the timeline, kind of, how much time do you usually have, and then walk me through fight day. Like, do you have some rituals? Do you have some things that you do? Do you have kind of a set entourage that you bring with you? How does that work as far as people coming with or not, or how do you pick those people out? I guess I'll kind of let you run with that.
Okay, it's two parts of like,
Sure.
you having a fight and you got to fight. Okay. You having a fight is like the contract signed, you sign yours, they sign theirs, the contracts are in. You got to fight is like a thought of like,
This is real.
we might got something for you. Something might be material. It's all like hypothetical. So like,
You
we
don't
might
really
got
put
you a
into
fight.
it.
Like,
Yeah.
that's not real. Like you hear that all the time.
Yeah.
But like when you have a fight, it's like contracts are signed. Like you're not waiting on the other side. You're not waiting for a guy to say yes. Like the contracts have been signed and it's
PR
official.
people are out and it's good to go.
Yeah, it's good to go. From there, right away, we kick up the strength and conditioning, and it's just like each session is like each pad session or each private session I have, whether with a coach or like a small group of guys, like my main training partners, is like it's focused on some aspect of the game or some aspect of the fight in which I feel like I have an advantage or I'm gonna exploit or I'm gonna take advantage of, and then from there it just.
Now, does there a lot of film study kind of go into that too, or how much do you
No.
really even focus
No.
on somebody else? You're just all about you?
No, I worry about myself.
Wow.
Like it's a
So
saying that.
different from other sports because you're always watching film, watch film.
No,
I mean, that's
no.
all you ever hear.
That's
so you're
that
saying your side's
that
on
right
the wall.
there. That right there is a false sense of confidence because the same way that they plan or they fight that guy, they might not play or fight you the same.
Right.
And two, like people grow and they somewhat
Develop. I mean, that's the goal, right?
grow or develop or they plateau or they digress in a skill level. So you might go in there with like
High expectations.
high expectation and be all in your head like this guy's gonna be this, and then you get there like, oh
Too
man.
over, yeah.
It's like, oh man, this ain't nothing
take
I ain't
the
never
thinking
seen
out of it,
before.
just
Yeah,
react.
you just go in there, you just see what this guy got to offer, and you take advantage. But like, for me, like I leave all that stuff to the coaches, man. And you go in there thinking like, oh, this guy's gonna do this, he gonna do that. He don't do nothing like that. He's not gonna fight you the same way he fought the last guy, because it's two different people. And then from there, just keep training, all the way up. I usually try to cut out like whatever sugary or salty food I'm eating, or just like improve like clean eating like heavily, and then from there.
Yeah, because you said you have some pretty set routine. I know we were
Yeah.
joking before this. Like, man, I train on an empty stomach. I can't
Yeah,
do nothing.
yeah. I try on an empty stomach, and then two, from there, once fight week happens, I just take the people that serve the purpose, Zach, Solo, Jake, the people that's gonna be in my corner. No outside distractions.
So no family, no friends, anything like that.
Yeah,
just you,
like
your
if
team.
if you come out, like you come out, like
Stay out the side. Don't
Yeah,
see
like-
until fight night after.
yeah, I probably won't answer the phone for anybody for the whole week. I
that
just
mindset.
I just be in the zone, man, and not want to deal with anything or take away from like my focus of the fight and myself. And then from there, man, fight day is just like I wake up, we might go have breakfast early. Depends on where I'm at in the car. I try to give my body time to like digest, making sure I'm fully hydrated, and then we get on the bus. They usually give us like a holler, like, oh, USADA's here, so USADA's gonna be testing, or the state's gonna be testing, whatever, pre-fight drug test.
Yeah.
So like, they hand out water bottles to everybody.
Yeah.
If you ain't already been drinking water, or if you gotta pee, hold it. Cause like when you get over, like the worstest thing is like you're trying to warm up, but then
Got
you,
that hanging over your head.
yeah, like you drunk like 2-3 liters of water, and you waited for it to come out, and the guy's like,
Gonna be a minute. You're slowing down.
and then like USADA's like this, they like glued to you, they like, you're not going anywhere. So it's like, oh man, like I get this guy out of my hair, like, so like that. And then from there, man, I go in there, I have like a little blanket, or I bring a pillow, or I bring my coat, man, and I just make a little pillow in my bag if I don't bring it, and I put my headphones on. I got my little sleeping thing that just block out everything, and I don't want to see anything. I don't want to hear anything, because like being back there in the locker room, like pre-fight or getting ready to fight, and you see other guys warming up, and then they have like on the screen, they have this big monitor back there. You can see like the fights live, like the live feed of the fights. It messes you up. It gets you going already. So like, yeah, so like you be
Too much anxiety.
yeah, you get pumped up. You start to get nervous. You start saying to yourself like,
you said earlier.
I'm not gonna do what he did, because he lost, because he
Right,
fought this way, and it's
mental thing.
yeah. And then like too, like you go out there, you see like a fight that wasn't like that entertaining, so you're like, oh
All the
crap,
pressure on you
yeah.
now, yeah.
It's like now like
Fight of the night, then,
I had to fight tonight, like they not gonna get the 50 G's, like I get the 50 G's now, like. And then too, like you see the guys coming back in from the fights, and they just lost, or they just won, and they come back there, they all beat up, they're busted up, and like it's one thing to see like a grown man crying, or hear a grown man crying back there, like tears, like just, he thinking like the world's on fire, the world just ended for him,
Your
like
fault, it's everybody else, you know what I mean?
he just like back there just devastated, and it's like
How do you get excited?
want
Yeah,
that
yeah,
feeling.
shit.
yeah, and it's like damn, like
It's real, you know.
I still gotta warm up, and like the whole mood in like the locker room just shift, and it's like you want to go over there like, hey man, like you gotta get out of here, like
Kill my vibe.
yeah, like we still gotta fight, and like man, like you're like killing the energy, so like it's tough, man. That's why I don't watch, look, hear anything back there. I just shut myself off from the world and just boom, zoning in, waiting on that walk.
We're going to take a quick break. When I come back, I'm going to be joined by a special guest. My daughter, Kylie, has a few questions for you quick, so we're going to do that coming up next. So we're joined by my daughter here today, Kylie. She has a couple quick questions for you. No offense, quick questions. So, Kylie, go ahead and take it away.
Why did you become a UFC fighter?
I became a UFC fighter because wrestling pretty much got drafted from the Olympics that one year, and like I really didn't have nothing to do, so it's like, all right, let's take my talents to MMA.
Next question. Were you nervous when you first became a UFC fighter?
Yes, like you got this notion of like, okay, this is the big show, this is that, and you get there and it's like, it's no different from like, it's literally no different from like a small show. Only thing that's different is just like, you get to ride in a couple limousines, they fly you places, they cater food and stuff. It's cater food every time. They got ice cream in the back too.
We
So
tried to cater food. You didn't want it.
oh no, like they be like kind of like, some of these dudes cutting weight, so like me just bringing food here, or like, oh, it's food here, and they looking at me like,
Jerk.
I should kill you. I can't have that. And everyone's like just munching like, oh, you should really try this. This is really good. And they like,
Oh yeah, I can't.
they eating this little bland meal they got like.
All that carb-loaded stuff in Wisconsin.
If you had to choose a different sport, what would it be?
That's tough. I'm a man of many talents. Probably basketball. More than likely basketball.
So you mentioned a cool thing. I know this is one of your other questions kind of that you have. What are your other talents outside the ring? Like, what is Montel Jackson known for when he's not sitting in a ring beating the hell out of people?
I'm a competitor, man. Anything that can be won,
Board game cards, anything.
I'm looking to play. And if it's an edge or some type of edge, I'm looking to have it or take it. Like so.
So next time I come down to hang out, man, we'll bring the board games. We'll get around.
Yeah, man, you gotta.
She can tell you, I don't like letting people win. Like they will not just, hey, let's play basketball. Like she almost got destroyed one day, and I think that's why she didn't want to play basketball anymore. Daddy killed her. Just destroyed her. So I can respect that.
Man, woman, child, beast.
It's kind of like being.
I don't play around.
It's
It's
an athletic thing, you know what I mean? And like your coach brought up a good point. That mindset of This is mine. I'm gonna take it. Like you show
Yeah.
up, like you said, mom either had to work or she come to fights, and I grew up in that same house. And I think that's why we connect on that level of, man, you step in the ring, like mama, you put on that helmet. I'm sorry, but you got to go.
Yeah, like you're a competitor. You facing a competitor, so you got to come with it. So like anything that can be won, man, I'm looking to win it, and
Be the best at it.
I'm gonna be the best. And if you're talking crap, I never let that die down. That would be my claim. If I beat you once, twice, I'm gonna remember everything about it, and I'm gonna keep telling you about it every time. Like, remember that time?
See, that's what I try to explain to you. Well, guys, we want to thank you for joining us today. Again, on behalf of my co-host Jeff, my daughter Kylie, Montel, the guys here at Pure Vita, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to join us next Tuesday at 7:30 here on Facebook and all of our social media channels.
Montel Jackson here. Check out Sconni Sports this week.